Tick-tock, time to rock. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone who's watching from all over the world. I'm your friendly neighborhood philosopher, David Wood, and with me now is Sister Shania, who's a Somali ex-Muslim. How are you doing, Shania?
Thank you. I'm okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here.
And I have to notice that you have we have a Muslim friend, Truth and Courage, who's been in the comments all day long, and then as soon as we go live, he disappears. That is strange, right?
Wow. He will come back.
We have our Muslim friend, as he's in the comments section all day. As soon as we go live, he says, "Bye, guys," like he doesn't want to hear it. That's strange. Anyway, now, Shania, I basically want to dedicate this this live stream to letting you tell your story. I do have a couple of quick questions for people who might not be familiar with Somalia and the situation there. But before we do that, you sent me a picture.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture from, what'd you say, 2016? Is that when this video was?
Yes, 16, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, several years ago, so this was 2016, I posted a video where I just took screenshots of some ex-Muslims, Muslims who were leaving Islam, Muslims who were converting to Christianity. And here's one that you sent me. This was the last comment in that first video. I've done several episodes of leaving Islam where I show several, mainly screenshots, sometimes emails of people who are leaving Islam. And this one says, "When I came to Sweden 23 years ago, I was a Muslim from Somalia, and now, praise the Lord, I am Christian, leading Somalis to Christ. David Wood, your teaching helped my husband to leave Islam and coming to Christ. May God bless you and your beautiful family in Jesus' name." And I said, great to hear, sister. God bless you and your husband. So that was 2016, but you pointed out that that's actually you there.
Yes, it is me. I still have that picture. Yeah, somewhere in my profile. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Again, couple quick questions about Somalia. So Somalia is East Africa, and I don't know the most recent statistics, but I remember back in the day, Somalia had one of the highest percentages of Muslims in the world. I think it was like 99.9 or 99.8% Muslim population. Is that correct? Is that how it seemed when you're growing up?
They even call themselves 100% Muslim. So that's where I come from, and they are Sunni even. They are not even. We don't even have Shia. We, mostly Sunni. Yeah, Sunni country. So, but at the moment, I don't think they are still 100% Muslim, because I'm one of them. I'm from Somalia, and I'm not Muslim. I left Islam.
Amen.
So, yeah. Amen.
Quick question on languages. I believe there are a couple of languages in Somalia. I think they speak Arabic there, but also maybe Somali. No? So it's Somali?
No, most Somali speak only Somali language.
Okay.
But the country is Muslim, so we learn the Quran, and you have to learn and memorize in Arabic language. So our people and my people, they just follow in the Quran, but they don't know the meaning of the Quran, because the Quran is Arabic language, and we speak only Somali. We don't speak other languages.
And so on your YouTube channel, and just so everyone knows, the link to the Somali Christian TV YouTube channel is in the description box. So you on that channel you speak in Somali.
Yeah, we speak Somali, but Fridays we start English live streaming, so we can we have a lot of non-speaking Somali people who are following us and praying us and supporting us. So we started live stream. Also, there's a lot of young people who are born in the West, and they speak very well English. So, and we want also to reach them as well. Not only them, but their parents, their mom and dad. So we want them to see us and call their mom and dad and say, "Come and see, these people are just like us. They are Somali and they are Christian." So we have this Somali Christian TV, in YouTube channel.
So for the English speakers, which are pretty much everyone who are watching my channel right now, they can come on to your live streams on Fridays and watch you in English.
Yes,
That's actually
7 p.m.
yeah, that's actually cool
Yeah.
because years ago when Sam Shamoun and I started doing shows on ABN, ABN was an Arabic speaking network,
Yeah.
but they just brought us on there one evening because we were in town and everything we said they were translating it into Arabic as we were on. So we'd have to pause, every sentence and then someone would translate it into
Wow.
Arabic. But then they got a lot of
Wow.
feedback saying, from lots of parents and so on who were saying, look, we speak Arabic, so we watch your show, but our kids grow up in the West and they speak English. So
Yeah.
could you do more of these English shows? And so looked like you guys are doing both. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
One more quick question about Somalia.
Yes. Yes.
Here in the West, we think of Somalia as a very war torn region. I wanted to get your input on that because I went to Ethiopia several years ago, and I was talking to my Ethiopian friends there. I was looking around. I was like, it was a beautiful, awesome place. And I said, in America, we think of Ethiopia as everyone's starving because those are the commercials we see for sending aid to Ethiopia. That they're starving. People there are starving. And I said so. And he says, yeah. He goes, that's only certain areas though. He goes, some areas are nice and awesome places, and other areas that have starving kids. So they're showing you the starving areas because those are the people who need help. So anyway, we think of Somalia as war-torn area run by lots of warlords, and then when we hear about Somalia, it's lots of Al-Shabaab terrorist attacks and things like that. Is that accurate, or is it what's it like there?
It is accurate, and all this started when we first had the civil war, and that was 30 years ago, something like that, 90s, in the beginning of the 90s, because before that we used to have only one president, more than 20-something years, and people used to call him dictator because he was the only one who was leading the country, and they didn't want that, and they just kicked him out. And after that, civil war started because of we have so many different tribes, and every tribe want to lead the country, and that's the clash started, and the neighbors started killing each other, and that's when the civil war started. And after that, the Al-Shabaab group come out, and Al-Shabaab group are the same like ISIS, and they take over the country, most of the country, and they Islamicize the country. But before that, when I was young, we used to live like the Western people, and I remember going to school, having a skirt, mini skirt and T-shirt, because of Somalia was colonized by Italian and English and British people, and 60-something years ago. And first time we had the independent, that was 1960 when they left. So the elder people can speak Italian if they come from Mogadishu, where I come from, the capital area, and if they come from the Somaliland, the north, they can speak some of them English. But us, like my age and younger, and we just study in Somali language in the school, and before I even reached the secondary school, civil war started. I was young at that time, and we left the country. But before that, the country was so okay. Everyone can go to. Some people, they used to go to theater, cinema. Everything was like a normal, like a Western, And there was a lot of, I hear even a lot of nightclub, and people was just living like European, Italian mostly, or British, because that's what we know many years. But everything changed when Al-Shabaab take over the country, and they made our country same like in Afghanistan. And everyone has to dress the big jilbab. All the women has to cover head to toe, and men start having a beard and just dressing like an Arab, Because of Somalis as well, they think they are Arab. They don't think they are African. That's the problem, because they are Muslim. They believe they are Arab.
Yeah, and what you were just saying there sounds very similar to what I hear from Iranian ex-Muslims and again, people in as you mentioned, Afghanistan, where a few decades ago, they were living basically like Westerners, the way they dressed, the way, the opportunities that were available to women. And then once there was a religious crackdown, then things changed. And there was actually a reason for that for 13 centuries, Islam spread and until and always had an empire right up until the Ottoman Empire. And then once the Ottoman Empire was crushed and the caliphate fell, lots of Muslims just thought, well, they won. They must be stronger than us, so we should do things that way. And but notice there are two possible conclusions to draw. If you're the Ottoman Empire and you lose and you get crushed, there are two conclusions to draw. And one is just, the West is doing something right, and so we should try to be more like them. Or the other conclusion is Allah isn't blessing us because we're not being faithful and devout Muslims. And so instead of becoming more Western, we should become more Muslim, more strictly Muslim.
More Muslim.
Yeah. And so that's why you had that, at first lots of Muslim countries started living more Western lives. And then you had the flip back to living more strictly devout Islamic life. Okay. So, as for your story, I'm basically going to stay out of it.
No problem.
Yeah, I would like to hear. And everyone here would like to hear. Everyone's tuning in. They saw the title, Somali Muslim Converts to Christianity. And you said, so hang on, you said, let's go back to this picture real quick. You said 4 years ago when I came to Sweden 23 years ago. So that was a while back.
Now it's
27
now. It's almost 30.
Yeah.
Now it's maybe 28, 92,
So when I came to Sweden 23 years ago, I was a Muslim from Somali. And now, praise the Lord, I am Christian living. So you went to Sweden many years ago. Why don't you tell us how things were going in Somalia, what it was like when you left, and wherever you want to go.
Yeah. So Somalia. It is a beautiful country because we have big ocean. I remember when I was young, a lot of tourists, Western people, they used to come because of the beauty of the country, and also the Indian Ocean, and we have like a coast, big, long coast, and people just used to come and enjoy, and everyone. We had the churches there. I don't know any Somali Christian there. I never hear or met. But we had churches and we had a lot of mosques, and people will dress like the way they want to dress. And mostly we were dressing like a Western, like I said. And no one is covering their hair, and only elder women can just cover their hair and just grow up like that way. And when I was young, my family, they were, most of the Somalis, they are Muslim Sunni. So when you are like 4 or 5 years of age, they will send you to Quranic school. And I went to the Quranic school with my siblings, and I had a bad experience with the Quranic school, because the Quranic teacher, he wasn't. Most of the Quranic teachers, they are not nice with the children. And back home in Africa, everyone can punish you and physically hit you. They all have big stick in their hand. Either if they are the teachers of the school or the teacher of Quran, doesn't matter. And anyone can hit you and there is no rights for children. And even the parents, if they want, they can hit you if you don't obey. So what happened was I went to the Quranic school, and the Quran is Arabic language. You have to memorize, you have to say in the right way and do that. And every day, whenever I make mistake, my teacher used to hit me. He's like an imam, he's a sheikh. And he will hit me with a stick, and not only me, but hitting and all the other children. And one day I think 7 and 8, I think maybe 7.5, under 8 of age. So he told me to memorize Quranic verses, and I said, okay, I try to memorize. And later on, when he said recite, how to say, just read it, the Quran, without seeing, and it's not paper and pen. You will write it down. We all have a big wooden board, and you will write it down, and later on you will wash, and you will use it again tomorrow and day after, so on. So he told me to read, and I had that. And when I tried to go to in front of the imam and my teacher, I could not say correct way. You know, he wasn't happy with me, and he was so angry. And later on, he looked around. He could not find his stick. So what I had in my hand was my big wooden board I had in my hand, and he grabbed from my hand and just smashed with my head. And I remember blood covering my face. So young girl, I was so young girl. And I thought I will die because I see blood cover my face. And I cry and run to my home, and my family come, and they just helped me, take me to hospital. And what's so sad it is that Quranic teacher, no one take him to court, or no one called to police for him. He was still the Quranic teacher there, but he almost killed me that day, and thank God I survived. But seriously, before I continue all this, can I say something little bit about the Quranic teachers, what they're doing? We have fresh news, very ugly news. My teacher, I said, he punished me, he hit me that day. But nowadays, we've seen many Somalis who come in and saying their teacher even raped them. So what I want to tell you now, and everyone who's listening, brothers and sisters, we need to pray for my country. You know what I see in the social media 2 days ago? I was crying when I see this. That was not little child. I have seen grown-up man. He's a Quranic teacher, and he was talking about how he raped a little girl because she could not read the Quran in right way. She could not memorize. And he said, I sent all the children. I make that video. We will do subtitle, English subtitle, and we will put on our YouTube channel, Somali Christian TV. It just crushed my heart when I see how he's behaving, and he's talking in front of the camera, and other children are around him. You can hear the voice of the children. He's a Quranic teacher, and he said, this girl, she could not read this verse. And he said, I said to stay with me. And when other kids went home, he said, she had a jilbab, little girl. She's only 8 years of age. And he said, I put her jilbab on her face and I raped her. He said, he did not say I raped her. He said he had sex with her. Because he said, that's destiny of Allah. And after that, he said, because punishment, he raped. And he said, after that, I had a shower and I prayed. And he's still free, that man. Still free. So that's what's happening. Very bad situation. And I wish all the teachers, Quranic teachers, all the people who abusing and raping our children to go all to prison. But if I go back now, where I left, my teacher hit me and he almost killed me. After that, I refused to go back to Quranic school. I said, I cannot go back. I had only fear of going there. But I was still Muslim, praying, fasting, doing all that, but not like a deep religious. And after that, civil war started. And we all, most of us who had a ticket and can afford, we came to Europe. And we ended up in Sweden. And I got married, my husband and I, we ended up in Sweden. We have 2 kids who were born in Sweden. And the Swedish people, they welcome us. Very lovely people. I love Swedish because they welcome us as a refugee. We went there, but we learned the language, Swedish language. And I studied auxiliary nurse, and I used to work care homes and also hospitals over there. But all that, we've been in Sweden like 12, 13 years before we moved to UK. But all that years, we've been living only one area, David. All the Somalis, all the Muslims, they have their own area. It seems you are under Islamic country. We have halal shops, we have Quranic school, I did not send my children to Quranic school because I had that bad memory. But young kids, they just send in the Quranic school. They have even schools in their own language, like a Somali. You know, we are living in Sweden, but they have a religious school, you know, religious Muslim school, something like that. And you are not mixing with the Swedish. And the Swedish people, mostly they are quiet, they are so polite, they are very lovely people, but they don't like living with the foreign people. They always move, and they have a nice areas, and others have a ghetto, or what you call, I don't know how to say in English, how to pronounce. But anyway, we had our own area. But all that, yes, we become more religious. When we come to Europe, we become more religious. Because now we are infidel country. Now we are among Christians and others. And we grow up hating Christian and Jewish. Imagine, young age, even though my country was not a religious country on that time when I was young, but still they will teach you in front of the Quran, in front of the family, hate, curse to be Jewish and Christian and American. You grow up like that, hatred. They put on hatred in your heart. And when I came to Sweden, I've seen like Swedish people are very nice, very lovely, very polite. They welcome us. And after that, we've been in Sweden 13 years. We had a career, both of us had a good job. And few times we went holiday or abroad, I can say. And I could not say one word English, David. One word English to anyone. And everywhere I go, I need other people who help. They have to help me. And I said to Shania, my husband, I said, please, because now we are Swedish citizens. We have our children who are born in Sweden. We become Swedish citizens. We have a good job, both of us. We have some money. I said, let us move to UK and stay there a few years. And when I learn English and our kids grow up a little bit, we can come back home to Sweden, because Sweden is my home, my second home, because I've been there many, many years, and I'm Swedish myself, a Swedish citizen, I mean. So that was my plan, and I came to UK, and when I came to UK, everything changed. Everything changed. Yeah.
What? How did things change in the UK? So hang on. What? Just to be clear, you went to the UK, but you still couldn't speak English?
No, I couldn't say one word English.
And so you came to the UK and something.
2005.
2005. You came to the UK.
In the beginning, 2005. Yeah.
Couldn't speak English. You had
Muslim.
You, your husband, your kids came to the UK, and so was. When you came to the UK, was it also sort of similar in that you went to an area and it was all Muslims, or?
No, and you know, in the UK as well, they have an area with all Muslims. But luckily, and what happened now, I can see it's God's protection for us. We sent someone we knew in the UK, and we sent the money to him and said, please, can you rent house for us? And he found a house in the midst of British people. No Somalis, no Muslim people. And my kids, they used to go to school. They were maybe, I think they were also maybe few black people, mostly like British people, British area. And we just ended up that place, coming from Sweden, and all been living with the Somalis and with the relative and with our family, mostly there in Sweden, and now coming to a new country, not knowing the language, and we are like a neighbor with the British people, and the kids started school, and my husband and I, we bought a taxi, and Sheila started driving taxi, and just to take care of our family, because that's, you're supposed to do that for the financial way. And I started going to classes just to listen and speak in English with other nations, many of Asian people who've been in the UK 30, 20 years, Pakistani, other countries, other nations who've been in the country 20 years, 30 years, but they don't say one word English. They don't even speak the language. Why? Because they have their own area. They're still living with their community, you know. They have their own shops. They have their own everything. They don't need and to be involved with the British. That's what I think they're doing.
One second, Shania.
Yes.
Already starting here. We have a comment saying she is lying and fake actor.
Yeah, they always say that. They cannot accept we are Somali, Muslim, Sunni, left Islam.
Yeah.
So this is kind of jihad, you know, denying our nationality, denying what. I'm just sharing my testimony. I don't hate you. I love you. As all the Muslims who are watching now, we love you so much. I love you so much. But you need to wake up and come out with this cult. You need to wake up and open your eyes.
Yeah, it's funny how so many people want to say that Muslims don't leave Islam and so on when, I mean, when Muhammad died, they had to fight the apostate wars because so many people left Islam. Yeah. So many people who had converted left Islam because they had only converted because they were scared of Muhammad. So they left, and Abu Bakr had to go out and fight an entire war based on all these people leaving. And suddenly we get down to today, and nope, no one leaves Islam, never happens. And by the way, the Quran's been perfectly preserved too. It's yes, these are the myths. And a comment here from Muhammad Sabul, who says, thank you, David Wood, for peeling off the scale on the eyes of many Somalis. I just watched a video from Christian Prince, YouTube of Somali guy confessed how David Wood facilitated him finding jihad, finding Jesus. I wonder if that's I wonder if is he talking about Shino there or someone else? I don't know.
No. It's a new guy. It just get saved, I think, 2 weeks ago. So yeah. Christian Prince is doing also a good job. God bless him.
Yeah. All right. Well, back to your story.
Yeah. So we came to the UK. Not knowing the language, but still I'm a Muslim. I'm still praying, fasting. You know, David, all that years, I never doubt Islam because you cannot doubt Islam. And no one will explain in the language I understand. You know, your videos now is helping thousands of Somali Muslims are waking up because we dub in Somali language. Thank you so much, you servant heart. But on that time, I was just blindly following Islam, praying and fasting, but my heart was so empty. What I had was only fear of Allah, because they always talk about how Allah will, when you die, will weigh your good deed and your bad deed, and you will go where you have done most. And Allah even said, they will say, most women will go to hell. So, and the hell will start from the grave. So I had only fear of Allah all the time. And when the imams talking about heaven and hell, I do not like to listen much, because of whatever they say is how much women being put to hell and how much women is so sad and nightmares. So, but anyway, I was just following because I didn't know any other ways. I didn't know other religion, because they will say Islam is the last, Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet, and Islam you have to follow. And when you are born as a Muslim, you have to die as a Muslim. That's what they say. You are not even allowed to ask a question or leave Islam. But anyway, what happened to me was when I came to the UK, before I even learned the language, English language, one evening I was sitting in my living room. I was chatting with my family from the internet, and my husband was working because he was a taxi driver. He used to work a lot of hours, nighttime, in the morning early. He used to go and come back like a middle of the night or so on. So what happened was, he wasn't there, and I'm chatting with my family, and someone sent me on the chat. We had many people I was chatting with a lot of Somali relatives and friends back home. I mean in Sweden, and many of my family, they are all in Europe. All my brothers and sisters, no one is in Somalia now. They're all here in Europe. And what happened was I just chatting with them, and they sent me a video. And I'm just waiting the last prayer called Isha. You have to pray 5 times per day. I'm waiting the last one. And the last one was, I think it was around summertime that time. And last to Isha was like, I think 11:30, something like that. And I have to sit there. Even if I'm tired, I have to wait. Because you cannot pray before, you cannot pray after. You have to wait on the time, exactly. So my husband is not home. The kids are young. They went to bed, they sleep. And I'm just chatting, and someone sent me a video clip that day. No church come to me. No one, even 13 years living in the Western country, living in the UK, in Sweden, I mean, and now moved to the UK. I never met any Christian person. No one shared the gospel with me. No, I did not know anything else than Islam.